if somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
Look, this show has allowed all kinds of people to come on. People we agree with, people we don't agree with. I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation.
Too late. That's the message Elon Musk just delivered, loud and clear. After months of being dragged, mocked, and turned into a punchline by Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts on The View, Elon has finally said enough is enough. And now, the same panel that laughed at him on live TV, they're on air practically pleading for forgiveness. But Elon isn't flinching, he's not tweeting, he's not joking, he's suing. That's right, a full-blown $80 million defamation lawsuit is officially moving forward, and no amount of awkward apologies or PR spin is going to stop it now. You heard that correctly, Elon Musk has made it clear. Too late. The View thought they could poke the billionaire bear and walk away unscathed. But Elon, he brought receipts, legal firepower, and a very public mission to hold them accountable. So what pushed Elon over the edge? What exactly did Whoopi say that crossed the line? And why is ABC scrambling to clean up the mess? Let's break it all down, layer by juicy layer. Before we proceed, smash that like button and hit subscribe for the latest courtroom chaos. Did you just subscribe? Awesome. Now let's jump right in.
Today, Musk now asking a federal tech check. It is getting spicy now, Steve.
Yeah, Carl, spicy to say the least, with Musk ramping up this lawsuit.
It all started with a segment that was supposed to be lighthearted, a quick news bite, a harmless recap, or so it seemed. The topic? Elon Musk's surprise appearance at a youth tech symposium in San Francisco. Cameras captured the moment he walked in, not alone, but hand in hand with his son, XAEA12. The two explored exhibits together, shared a few laughs, and at one point, Elon even knelt beside his son to help him code a simple program. It was sweet, it was wholesome, it was, dare we say, human. The internet fell in love instantly. Twitter threads lit up with praise for Elon's parenting. Instagram Reels replayed the moment X held his dad's hand and asked, "Can we build a rocket like yours?" It was the kind of father-son moment that could melt even the coldest timelines. But leave it to The View to ruin it. The following morning, their segment opened with the clip, and within seconds the claws were out.
I'm in favor of freedom of speech. Yeah. And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
Joy Behar led the attack, scoffing with a theatrical sigh and muttering, "Oh look, the Twitter king is now a doting dad. Please." The audience chuckled. Then Sunny Hostin jumped in, arms crossed and smirking. Don't be fooled. That's not parenting. It's PR. This man has lawsuits, scandals, and layoffs under his name. Now he parades his kid around at tech events? Textbook image rehab. The studio laughed louder this time. But then, of course, came Whoopi. With that signature head tilt and a mischievous grin, she dropped the line that would set everything on fire. I mean, I don't care if your kid's name is an algebra equation. If you bring your child to a conference full of cameras, it's not about bonding, it's about headlines, and maybe ego. The crowd roared, but not everyone was laughing, especially not Elon Musk.
I don't know what else to say, but it is. I'm just looking at this video and it's so bizarre.
Because while the panel mocked his son's name, the photos, and his parenting, no one on that stage seemed to know or care that Elon had suffered the unimaginable, the death of his first child. Baby Nevada, gone at 10 weeks old, a loss that left Elon shattered. So when he finally opened up again, found light again in raising XAEA12, it wasn't for show, it was healing, it was everything. So when Whoopi turned that moment into a national punchline, that was it. Elon didn't tweet, he didn't post threads. He picked up the phone and called his lawyers. Elon Musk is known for making headlines, launching rockets, challenging regulators, buying entire platforms. But what he did next? He made TV history. 2 weeks after that viral segment aired, Elon Musk filed a bombshell $80 million defamation lawsuit against ABC, The View, and specifically Whoopi Goldberg. And no, it wasn't symbolic, it was war. The lawsuit accused the show of public defamation, emotional exploitation, intentional reputational harm, mocking a child for entertainment, triggering grief through targeted broadcast attacks. But this wasn't just legal paperwork, it was a precision-guided missile. Elon's legal team didn't just send the documents to the network. They released a press statement that stopped Hollywood cold. The media landscape must evolve. Influential figures who abuse their platform to publicly mock, harass, and defame others, especially children, must face the same level of accountability as any professional journalist. Mr. Musk will not be intimidated, and he will not back down. Boom! The coverage exploded.
You know what? X is an adorable name, and perhaps a grown woman who named herself Whoopi should refrain from mocking a 4-year-old for the name his parents gave him.
YouTubers and TikTokers began posting deep dives. Commentators dissected the clip frame by frame. Child psychologists chimed in about the long-term harm of public mocking. Even celebs who usually stayed silent started posting in support of Elon. And The View? Dead silent. No witty response, no sarcastic jab, no hot topic follow-up. Because for the first time in years, they were the topic. Behind closed doors, ABC's legal team hit panic mode. Emails flew, crisis PR firms were put on retainer. ABC execs reportedly begged the co-hosts to tone it down on future segments. And as for Whoopi, she went unusually quiet. No tweets, no statements, no smug post-show interviews. Because Elon wasn't bluffing, his legal team had already collected internal show notes, pre-show segment planning sheets, off-camera mic recordings, Slack messages from producers joking about trolling Musk for clout. One message even read, "Let Whoopi go rogue, it'll trend by noon." Another, "Bring up the kid's name, Twitter eats that up." Elon's lawyers had them all. And if this went to trial, everything would go public. So now, with a lawsuit looming and public support swinging hard in Elon's favor, the question wasn't will Musk win? It was, how far is he willing to go? Because one thing was certain, Elon Musk doesn't sue to settle quietly. He sues to set precedent.
Wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too.
And for The View, the countdown had officially begun. Inside ABC, it wasn't just chaos, it was utter collapse. The moment the lawsuit was confirmed, panic didn't just ripple through the executive suite, it detonated. Sources say that within hours, producers were ordered to scrub every single archive tied to Elon Musk. One insider described it as a full-blown scramble, with everyone from interns to senior editors suddenly pulled into crisis mode. One executive, reportedly red-faced on a live Zoom call, screamed at the team, "Do you even realize how much Musk content we've aired in the last 12 months? Go back, scrub it, now." Another producer reportedly whispered, "We didn't just poke the bear, we live streamed it, and now the bear's suing." Emails flooded the ABC system. Urgent and priority stamped across every subject line. Editors were told to go frame by frame through old episodes. Legal teams were summoned in waves, and it didn't stop there. Pre-show meeting notes were pulled, Slack channels were reviewed, off-air transcripts were flagged. Everything was now evidence. Even production assistants, who thought they were just there to refill coffee, were being interviewed by legal. And while the network spiraled, Whoopi changed.
You know, I was very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying. And it's not good for anyone. And it's not good for poor folks. It is not good for y'all because you become slave fodder. It's not a good thing. It's not good for women because you are now being told and dictated to, and you can't say anything because they, throw you in a jail or whatever. People got very, very, very angry and still are angry. I mean, I'm getting, all of the mail from folks and the very real anger because people feel very different.
Gone was the confident diva strutting between dressing rooms, cracking jokes with makeup artists. Instead, colleagues described her as withdrawn, snapping at staff, sitting silently during production meetings, avoiding eye contact during rehearsals, the Whoopi who used to dominate the studio floor. Gone, because behind the scenes, she knew. The cameras may have stopped rolling, but Musk's team, they were still recording everything. The court date arrived, and Elon Musk didn't just come prepared. He came for blood. As reporters crowded outside, whispers circled through the courthouse like wildfire. Elon's team had brought something big, something brutal, and they delivered. First, the videos. Clips from The View played across courtroom screens in chilling detail. Frame after frame of Whoopi mocking Elon's parenting, rolling her eyes at the pronunciation of his son's name, questioning his mental health, and implying he was unfit as a role model. Each time a clip ended, Elon's lawyer paused. Let the silence linger. Let the weight of the words settle. But then, they brought out the emails. Oh, the emails. Leaked internal communications from The View's production team showed undeniable intent. This week is Musk heavy. Let's ride the algorithm. Mention his kid's name again, it triggers Twitter. Have Whoopi land the close. She's brutal. Audiences love it. The courtroom froze. ABC's legal team shifted in their seats. Whoopi looked stunned. The judge leaned forward. But Elon's team wasn't done. Next came the voice memos, private recordings, off-air, captured in the studio during mic checks, and post-show banter. And there it was, Whoopi's unmistakable voice, laughing. We keep poking Musk, he'll snap. That'll be our viral moment of the week. The entire room gasped. You could hear the reporter's pen stop. You could see ABC's defense team cringe. And Whoopi, she sat stone still. No smile, no sarcasm, no comeback. Because the receipts were real, the malice caught on tape. This wasn't commentary. This was premeditated humiliation dressed as daytime banter. And Musk's attorney didn't even flinch as he finished his statement. This is what happens when a media brand believes it's above accountability. Mr. Musk does not. Oof!
Offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
The very next morning, The View was unrecognizable. No sass, no shade, no mug-sipping monologues. The set was unusually quiet. The opening music faded without a single chuckle from the hosts. And then the cameras cut to Whoopi. Gone was the signature smirk. She looked tired, humbled, haunted. Slowly, she leaned into the mic and said in a shaky voice, "Sometimes in our effort to discuss what's trending, we cross lines we shouldn't. Maybe this time, we did." It was the closest Whoopi Goldberg had ever come to an apology. Joy Behar followed, staring at the table instead of the camera. We all love a good debate, but we also have to know where the line is, and we may have stepped over it. Even Sunny, who once confidently dismissed Elon's lawsuit, nodded solemnly and added, we're learning, we're reflecting, we hope to do better." The moment was clearly scripted, clearly desperate, and clearly too late. Because even as the women at the table offered their public olive branch, Elon Musk's legal team had already released a response. One cold, final line. "We are not seeking an apology. We are seeking accountability. The lawsuit proceeds." Boom. Just like that, the internet exploded. Memes titled, "Apology Tour Denied" trended instantly. TikToks dissected the segment line by line. YouTubers reacted live, pointing out how forced and hollow the confession sounded. Public opinion, brutal. And Musk, still silent. Because when you've got the receipts and the upper hand, you don't need to speak. You just need to win. The internet didn't just react, it erupted. Within minutes of Whoopi's apology hitting the airwaves, social media turned into a digital battlefield. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, every corner of the internet was buzzing. And the hashtags? Oh, they were brutal. Musk gives The View. Too late Whoopi. Receipts don't lie. Elon fired back. The View in shambles. Each one trending higher than the last. One of the most viral memes showed Elon Musk photoshopped into a courtroom, holding a flamethrower labeled facts, while a cartoon Whoopi ducked behind a stack of cue cards labeled oops. Another edit showed split-screen footage. On the left, Whoopi mocking Elon's son's name during a giggly segment of The View, and on the right, her solemn apology, eyes lowered, hands folded, practically begging. The caption? "When you bully a billionaire and forget he's got time, money, and lawyers." TikTok creators didn't waste a second. Dozens of side-by-side breakdowns hit the algorithm like a storm. One creator, dressed like a courtroom reporter, captioned their video, "Whoopi, let's poke Elon for views." Elon proceeds to bring the entire legal system to your doorstep. Even YouTubers who usually criticize Elon Musk were singing a different tune. "Look, I've had my issues with Elon," one said. "But this isn't about liking him. This is about setting a line. You don't bring people's kids into your jokes, especially not someone who's buried one before." Comments poured in. Elon just took on a whole network and didn't flinch. This is media justice, and honestly, I'm here for it. The View turned into the lawsuit. Mainstream journalists even joined the conversation. Several anchors, not known for defending Musk, went live discussing whether The View had finally crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. One editor-in-chief tweeted, "Love him or hate him, Elon Musk just delivered a masterclass in accountability." And through all of it, Elon said nothing. No tweets, no press appearances, no rants. He let the internet drag Whoopi across the timeline while he watched quietly, like a man who knew his next move was already checkmate.
I'm in favor of freedom of speech. Yeah. And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously...
Who is going to
you accept
decide
that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause
Yes.
real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Right.
Now, let's talk about the fallout, because this lawsuit, it's not just about Whoopi, it's about how media itself might have to change. Legal analysts are calling this a landmark case. If Elon Musk wins, and let's be honest, it's looking grim for The View, it'll set a precedent that forces TV hosts, networks, and producers to think twice before tossing out cruel jokes in the name of entertainment. ABC executives, they're in full damage control mode. Sources say high-level meetings are happening daily, some even held off-site to avoid leaks. The possibility of settling is on the table, but even that comes with its own risks, because if they pay Elon off, that's an admission of guilt, and Whoopi, she might not survive either way. Internal whispers say the network is actively reviewing her contract. Some execs are reportedly suggesting a temporary suspension to calm the public. Others, they want a permanent replacement. Staffers are updating their resumes. Advertisers are pulling out of next season. Ratings have started to dip. One internal memo leaked anonymously read, "This isn't just a PR crisis, this is reputational collapse. Every hour this lawsuit goes on, we lose."
Saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
You're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too.
President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening. But Elon's done an amazing job. Isn't it nice to have smart people that we can rely on? Right? Don't we want that? He's done a great job. He's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
I need to clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. And that's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out hoping he would trip.
No, nobody wants anything done
No,
to the president.
it was lighthearted, and it's the holidays. Come on. My goodness.
You did not mean that anybody should hurt the president.
No,
of course not.
Okay. You know, the thing about this show, there's no way not to step in poo. For all of you who are waiting and saying, "Oh my God, listen to what she said," I got a cat who does it to me every day. And that's what sparked.
And what about The View? Some insiders are openly saying it might not survive this. A legacy talk show reduced to a legal liability. All because they thought mocking a child and his father would make good television. But Elon? He's not backing down. And when he stood outside the courthouse last week, sunglasses on, reporters shouting questions, he didn't even flinch. He just smirked. And his lawyer said, "We look forward to continuing the process. Mr. Musk's stance remains clear. This lawsuit will not be withdrawn." So where does that leave Whoopi? Let's just say, she may want to retire the punchlines and hold on to the cue cards. Because Elon? He's not just a billionaire with rockets. He's a father with receipts, and a man who doesn't forget. The lawsuit? It's standing tall. And Elon Musk just told the entire media world, too late.
I don't believe in cancel culture. I like the phrase that my friend Nick Cannon uses. We need counsel culture. You know, in the Jewish faith, Don, we have a concept called shuvah. And shuvah means redemption. It means all of us have the power to admit when we do wrong and to commit to doing better.
Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you can call him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when he's going to get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, you know, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs.
All right, now it's your turn to weigh in. Was Whoopi Goldberg out of line for mocking Elon's child on national TV? Did Musk overreact, or was this long overdue? Should ABC be held accountable for allowing personal attacks like this to air for laughs? Let's talk about it in the comments. Smash that like button if you believe in holding media accountable. Subscribe to stay updated on every twist in this insane legal saga. This isn't about politics, this is about boundaries. And Elon Musk, he's drawing the line with $80 million worth of ink. Stay tuned.